Good morning, guys. Here, let me show my face. That's the wrong way. Good morning, guys. It's your coach Sid here. And I woke up this morning, usual time, 5 a.m. or just before. Sunrise here in Nairobi, where I'm currently abiding my time, is around generally between 6:30 and 6:50, depending on the time of year. And it goes down around that time. Since we're near the equator, the days hover around the 12-hour, sunlight cycle here. So adapting to it after living my life in the northern hemisphere, the global north, where the days are longer in the summer and shorter in the winter, has been interesting at trying to adapt and get regular sleep. I used to get 7.5 hours of sleep on average in Chicago. And here when I arrived, my sleep patterns changed. Now the reason, and I wasn't getting as much sleep. So I need to concentrate more on my sleep hygiene, dimming the lights in the evening after, say, 7 or 8 p.m., making sure that I don't go to bed on a full stomach so that I can get into deep sleep and REM sleep more quickly. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is because this morning, when I looked at my sleep, because my watch, which I'm always wearing, tracks my sleep, and then I look at my patterns over the weeks, months, and even years. That's how I can tell you how my sleep has changed since I started being traveling abroad. I can tell, okay? And that's just me. I'm obsessive about these matters, these numbers, these blood tests, all of this. But what I want to share is this information about testosterone, our hormone levels. Now, for men, our mental acuity, our desire to do difficult things and have that verve, our sexual performance are all associated with our testosterone. So what we want to do is we want to maximize it. Now, I was collecting some studies this morning, but I'll just summarize them here in this AI generated response to sleep. I asked whether deep sleep or REM sleep had more to do with the increase in my nightly testosterone. And this is what it says. Testosterone levels primarily increase during REM sleep. Now, it also increases during deep sleep, okay? So just keep in mind, you want to get good quality sleep. 7 to 8 hours is essential to maximize the production, it says here. Now, I also saved the links to National Institute of Health and some other scientifically peer-reviewed journals that are following this information. So I can show you some stuff if you need scientific backup, okay? All right. Testosterone rises during the first REM episode and remains high until waking. Now, sleep deprivation, less than 6 hours per night, you may see a 10 to 15% drop in your testosterone. And fellas, we want high testosterone. We want to impress our wives, okay? And trust me, the overall health benefits will get you there. Now, let me go back to what I was looking at that got me started on this. My sleep last night, as you can tell, I got over 7 hours, it says. And this is this last night? No, this is last night. 5 hours and 23 minutes. My family call on Sunday nights, noon Sunday, 9 p.m. in Nairobi, noon Chicago, 9 p.m. Nairobi, lasted late. I didn't get to bed until late, but I still woke up at my usual time of 0500. So obviously, to wind down after having a lively conversation with my siblings, and my oldest son was on the call for a while, late. But this is what happened when I did get to bed. Now, the REM sleep are these what do you call them, like magenta bars, whatever this color is. And the point is that, as you can tell, there were three major cycles, and that's when my testosterone is going up. Now, this body battery really is a good mimicking tool to let me know how my quality of sleep affected my, how would you say it, my battery recharge. Okay, it's a cool algorithm, and I think it is closely aligned with my testosterone production. my ability to wake up and be prepared to get in a run or a hard workout or just wake up feeling vital. Okay, so here we go. Here I am. So I track this and I want you to think about it. Ask me some questions. We'll dig in. I'll provide some links to some of these scientific studies that deal with our hormones, how cortisol affects it. That's the hormone that kind of wakes you up and it goes down when it's time to go to bed. But if we're looking at these screens at bedtime, cortisol stays high. It inhibits your production of testosterone when you sleep. Your deep sleep is affected. And we need quality sleep. That is really the secret weapon to preserving our vitality. Okay, so if you can get your sleep right, all right, and then avoid some toxins like alcohol. And then we should have a conversation about the, what do you call it, xenotoxins, whatever they are, which mean phthalates and endocrine disruptors that are in a lot of perfumes and lotions, things like that. Heating our food, microwaving our food in plastic, things that can hurt our hormones. We have to be cognizant of that too. Because a lot of us are slathering our bodies every day with chemicals that are disrupting our ability to be vital it's lowering our T, baby. Okay, so you should ask me what I use as emollient, as lotion on my skin. I'll tell you what I'm using, and it ain't got none crap in it. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna stop there, but I just want you to get an idea that sleep hygiene is essential. Okay. Now we know that weight training increases testosterone. Okay, we know all these things help. That low carb diet that makes you more insulin sensitive, that also helps you to increase your testosterone because obesity and insulin resistance and visceral fat lower it. That's why we're talking about getting rid of belly fat because we want, hold up, we want to get stronger and then maintain it as long as we can through every decade of life. So take heed. I'm not just some crazy quack talking. I'm letting you know that I've been researching this pretty much my entire life. I've been on these subjects. When I was 17, I was experimenting with vegetarianism and cutting sugar. I didn't know what I know now, so I wasn't able to achieve the lofty heights I can achieve now. But that's because the information I had was flawed. Science hadn't caught up yet. But even in the last 6 years, we know so much more about our sleep, about autophagy, about stem cell generation, about all of these things. Finally, science is catching up with what obviously our ancestors did culturally, and they did it right. Okay, now that doesn't mean everything because life expectancies weren't crap in the ancient times. So we got a lot of good things going for us now in modern scientific times. But our adulterated diet, our mechanized lifestyle, our high stress survival lifestyle in modern economic society does cause us some challenges. So if we can find these little tricks and hacks so that we can sleep better, wake up happier with more vitality, with a refreshed brain and bright eyes that signal curiosity and wonder, that's how you can look at somebody and you can tell if they're poisoning themselves and they're slowly declining because they don't even know that the things that they do routinely are killing them, you know? But when you see them and you see that lack of enthusiasm and that lack of energy, that's when you know, my friend, let's try to get some sleep, try to get some regular sleep, try to walk a little bit every day. Uh, try not to try not to poison yourself with a lot of alcohol and tobacco and high flour diets with refined flours, things that really damage your metabolism. So remember, this body's our inheritance, and I don't care how much money you have. When it's time to retire, can you even enjoy it? And fellas, if you can't do what you need to do, you're not going to love yourself as much. You're going to feel a little inadequate. So we should try our best to maintain the gifts that nature gave us. And we can do that first by just to stop derailing the natural processes that keep us fresh. And sleep, definitely number one on the list. All right? Oh, and one last thing before I sign off. That one drink before bed disrupts that deep sleep that we were just talking about. See? See these bars again? Right here? Our deep sleep is affected by this. We don't want to mess with these bars where my testosterone is going up. We want to do better about it. Okay? Now, look at these other nights. Sometimes you see how they're all broken up in all of these multiple cycles. I have to keep track of this sort of thing. And it informs me so that I can have a high degree of energy every day. Now, no one's perfect and every day has different challenges, but we got to get some consistency about some of these basics. Regular exercise, having some VO2, VO2 max, our oxygen uptake, so that oxygen is getting to our cells, which will help us. It inhibits the growth of cancers, which tend to grow in anaerobic environments. So we want to be physically fit. Our muscles, which based on their strength and quality, help to regulate our blood sugar. Because remember, where is glucose stored? In the liver, in our muscles mostly, right? So if you have strong, hardy muscles, it will help to dispose of some of that glucose that we're taking in with our high carb diets. It'll help a little, okay? Maybe a lot. So anyway, that's all. That's my speech. I know I've run on a little bit, but I'm excited to share with you guys. So anyway, may your week be blessed. May your strength be high. And may the people around you be in awe of your gifts because you take good care of yourself. Later.